You do look sunburnt.
Do I?
Yeah.
Nah. I haven't even
Yeah.
been in the sun. There's nothing to do
Really?
here.
It's flat?
No, it's completely flat. Summertime is a rough one here.
Yeah, but
Sometimes.
you just got that amazing swell.
Oh, that wasn't amazing for me. That absolutely sucked.
The swell we're talking about, most of these people live in like Iowa and lift weights all day long. But what we're talking about is
Where's your demographic? Is that your demographic, Eddie?
this show's all about working out. And it's
That's
mostly based in CrossFit. So my demo is it's soccer moms from Iowa that work out a lot.
perfect.
But and we know that you're really into your working out, Albee.
Can't you tell?
Yeah. Question,
Yeah,
seriously,
I have a
on
gym appointment today, for the record.
we'll get to that. But what I wanted to say was, because this is for my interest, and I'll let them know. There was a swell that came to the south side of South swells come to the south part of places in the summer. You got a huge swell in Hawaii, in a place that doesn't usually break, and I saw it, and it looked like the scariest, fastest wave ever, and it looked like there were 7,000 people out there.
Um, yeah, that wave, it's called Ma'alaya. It hasn't broke since it's broken, but like, I mean, you saw how fast it is when it's like, it breaks, but it only gets to like head high at the biggest in the last like 15 years. The last time it broke was like 2005, I think. So what I have been? No, 2004? I was like 15 or something. I'm old, getting old. But yeah, I don't know why. It's like because we have all those surrounding islands on the south side. That's like Maui County. It's like Koalave and Molokai and Lanai and all that shit, and blocks all our swell. So it has to be like a perfect degree storm to like funnel in between these two islands to hit that wave, and it hasn't done it in like 15 years. And then it did it, and I've been waiting for 15 years to surf it kind of like good. And I was like, especially now that I'm 30, I'm like, oh, I'm 30. I'm gonna go fucking take all the waves I want. Like, cause I remember last time I surfed it, all the guys that like were my age now back then just took off on everything and they ran the show. And I was like, oh, I'm that age now.
So it's your
And
turn.
yeah, but those guys are still out there, those fuckers. They're like 45 now and still taking all the waves, and I feel bad.
So I saw on your Instagram 2 waves that you caught that 2 people dropped in on you. And for those that don't know, dropping in is basically cutting in line and stealing, but it's dangerous in surfing, especially on a wave of consequence, because you can get hurt. They can run into you. You can run into them. You can get caught by it just looked like you got crushed both times thanks to them.
I did.
Do you know who it
Yeah.
was?
Yeah, I know who both of them were. The second guy, I was a bodyboarder, and he that was fine. Like, because I was really deep. I would have made the wave, but for what was going on, he totally had the right to drop in on me because no one else was making waves like that. And I didn't yell or anything on that one because I didn't think I was going to make it that far.
Did you get an apology on the other one?
Yeah, that kid was from Kauai, and which is fucking hilarious because like Kauai has like all the best waves ever, and they don't ever let anyone surf them. They're like super localized, and which is like cool in a way, but be fun if I have a lot of friends over there. If I got to just go surf, like not film or anything, just for fun. And then they all come over here like when there's a swell and fucking burn me. I was pretty mad.
So even as a pro surfer, you can't go over to Kauai and get waves. They're just gonna kind of push you out.
I mean, I probably could, but no, especially as a pro surfer. Like once I'm not sponsored and all that, I could probably go. I could go anywhere and get waves. Like people are fine with that. It's like
what is
they
it?
think
They resent you.
Well, no, they associate me with filming, which associates me with like exposing spots, and they're very protective over there, which is a good thing, for sure. But yeah, I don't know. It was funny. I yelled at that kid and kind of told him to go in, and I felt really bad. And then I realized that I had like a profound moment after that swell where I was like, didn't love surfing the same anymore. Because I was just like, I feel like the whole, on days like that, when it's that crowded, there's like this hierarchy built up on just being intimidating and being an asshole, and like talent has nothing to do with it. And it's just the stupidest fucking thing ever. I hated it. I couldn't
I,
believe it. I was like, I was in
I've
total disbelief.
I've seen it with a couple of my buddies that are pro surfers that I've taken out at Malibu, where I figured people would be excited. Like, hey, look who's here. We get to watch them surf. Like when we go in as stand up comics, if like depending on how famous you are, you get to bump people. Like you go into a club and like if Kevin Hart walks into the comedy club and I'm about to go on stage, they'll come get me and be like, "Sorry, Eddie, Kevin's going to go on." And he'll bump me and I step aside and I go, "Okay." And Kevin and I are old friends, so I'll like make fun of him for doing it. But but that it's known, like it's etiquette. Like here's a guy who's reached these ranks and he gets to go on before you because he's reached that level of success and the crowd wants to see him. They would rather see him than me. Like imagine if the
Yeah.
crowd's like, we heard Kevin Hart was here, but Eddie Ifft insisted on going on stage. The crowd would be like, what, who, wait, why? So I have always thought bringing my friends surfing that like people would be like, holy shit, that's so-and-so or that's so-and-so, but they don't. They take off on them, and it's just it's for guys that are supposed to be the most laid back guys in the world. They're some of the most aggressive assholes I've ever met in my life.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Is like, I swear, like, I'm starting to believe that surfing is just a facade. Like, the whole thing. Like, there's supposed to be these, like, hippies, freaking spiritual guys, and I'm like, where the fuck are they? I haven't seen them. I've traveled this whole world. I don't see them anywhere.
I
Like,
think it's I think the internet's changed it. I blame the internet for everything.
yeah,
Everything. Like my wife's like, "Why are we late?" I'm like, "The internet."
yeah.
You know, why haven't the kids
It's
eaten lunch? I'm like, "The internet."
it's a good punching bag. But no, I like surfing is so profoundly selfish, and it's trippy to me. I was like, I always thought I would do something good with it if I like reached a high level, like, you know, start working with Surfrider Foundation, like cleaning up beaches and stuff. And then I realized that no, like, I don't know, it's hard to do all that shit, and no one really does it. And there's only like a couple surfers who like really are like in touch with the ocean, like that like the kind of surfer we romanticize in like film or whatever. I don't know. But there's only a couple of those, and most of them are just fucking assholes who will just walk over you to get a wave or paddle over you. It was pretty funny. I was like, I don't know. I'm rethinking like where I want to go in surfing, and I want to stay the fuck away from days like that.
Well, for people that don't know you, you are a big wave surfer, but you're also known for doing really good airs. You don't do competitions other than big wave competitions. Why? I don't know why, but I mean that'd be a time to get good waves all to yourself.
No, dude, for like 30 minutes, but the whole
Yeah,
week leading up to that, you're practicing with like 80 of the best surfers in the world at one
that's a
spot.
good that's a good point. That's a good point.
I travel
Um,
to avoid people. That's why.
Though, as everybody talks about how there's no empty waves, I've gone to places all over the world where I've found really good empty waves. And so
Can
I
you send
feel
me a
like,
list?
yeah,
Just
no,
kidding.
but like, I guess it's hard to get them consistently.
No,
And
there's still those magical moments for sure, but
but
they're
living
yeah. You
people
live in
would think
Malibu.
people would think you sound well. I live in the most crowded surf spots in the world. I just heard
Yeah,
Kelly Slater. Kelly said on his new documentary that Malibu might be the most crowded wave in the world. I have never like the only time I've ever gotten Malibu good at is at night, like surfing, like literally with a full moon, and even then it's kind of crowded.
yeah. I figured a lot of people would still do that, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it was pumping one like, perfect, like, head high, and I was like, "We're going out. This is gonna be great." I got out there and you see, like, 30 glow sticks in the water, and I was like, "Really? There's 30 guys out there right now?" Um,
It's, like,
so
sad, but it's kinda awesome that people love surfing that much. It's like a it's cool in a way, but at the same time, it's just like, I don't know,
well,
I
I
just
I
don't do
think
well in crowds.